What's going on, you guys? This is Supreme King back at it again with another video, and I was wondering at first, how was I going to get that last video out that I was going to need for this week, because I actually didn't have one. And then lo and behold, this drops in my lap. Now this story is only about an hour and a half old, so I'm not sure what the truth is to this, if it's actually legit or not, but I just wanted to talk about it anyway because it's something that I feel like shouldn't be in gaming. I think a lot of you really feel like this shouldn't be in gaming, and that is NFTs. And I thought that this would have been dead by now because it had its big hurrah earlier on, and then everybody pretty much was done with it. They chewed it up and spit it out, but apparently Square Enix is trying to bring it back. And not only are they trying to make NFTs, but they're calling it story-focused, story-driven NFTs. And it's like, what is a story-focused NFT? You know what I mean? It sounded so goofy to me. I'm just like, why don't you make story-focused games? And you're Square Enix, you do that already. You make plenty of good games as it is. You might have a few games here and there that might fall off, but that's fine. You make games. That's what the gamer wants from you. And it's funny because I don't want this channel to end up being a negative only channel, but it seems like all of a sudden I'm just making more negative content than good content. And it's not on purpose. It's just every so often there's a company or there's a situation where somebody just jumps off the roof, and this is where Square Enix is at right now. If this is true, this is, like I said, this is only about an hour and a half old. This is about, breaking news for me, but for you guys, you might hear from other people right away because this is going to come out on the channel tomorrow, or as of this recording, you guys are going to hear it the day after. But this is coming from videogameschronicle.com, and basically they're saying, according to the company's 2022 shareholders meetings report, it plans to continue a integrate blockchain technology into game development. And as revealed in the report, the company's medium-term goal includes the development of blockchain games and entertainment products. However, when discussing how the blockchain would impact the company's biggest franchise, Square Enix president, it's hard to say his name. Matsuda? I'm hoping I didn't butcher that, but he basically says it's still too early to consider making Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy blockchain games. Yeah, well, like I said, this is probably just a racy headline, but you know how we react. You and me, the actual person who's going out here and buying games to play games. When you see the word NFT, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like that's a curse word in the video game world. And I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. We're pretty much done with it at this point. And I don't know why Square Enix of all people is coming up their name coming up when it comes to this. But I'm hoping that they don't follow through with it, because it's no point to it. And for all these companies that's looking to get into this, understand this: you're not going to make the same kind of money that you think you're going to make compared to what you would have made by simply coming out with a game. Just come out with a game. It doesn't matter if it is a big AAA game or a side scroller or something that's just like really short. Just make games. Don't make a story focused or story driven NFT. Make a story-driven game. That's all you gotta do. And Square Enix, you're too big and you know better at this point. You're too big and you know better. You're not somebody who just starting off, who hasn't had any heavy hitters under their belt. You have a lot of heavy hitters under your belt. Like I said, whether you had a couple games that fell off or a couple games that took off and the rest of them weren't really that good, you still had a bunch of games. Square Enix, you have games that outweigh the bad. You have the good games that outweigh the bad. There's no point in you trying to create an NFT right now. You don't need to create NFTs at all. Do not go out there and put, any bad negative press on your name. You don't need it. You don't need it. You need to be focused on making video games. That's it. That's all we demand from you, is actual video games. The only other thing I could see is if you made like collector edition stuff, like the statues, maybe some booklets or whatever, those manuals. It's not really manuals, but just the magazines. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're making that type of stuff, I understand it, but an NFT that's a story driven NFT is like, what is an NFT that's story driven at this point? Were you talking about a bedtime story? Like, once everybody hears the story, they just move on. They're not going to buy the story. They're going to hear it and then move on. It's no different than when they said people are just going to right click it. It's like, come on at this point. Yeah, and this is still breaking news, and I don't even know how true this story is. It's coming from videogameschronicle.com, but that's all I really got for you. It's just really a really quick video on this. This is not something that we the gamers want to see. Enough with the NFTs at this point. Enough. That's it. Enough with it. And that's all I got for you. This is Supreme King, Rocket Launcher Podcast every weekend. I will be touching on this one more time with my co-hosts, and we're probably going to rip it apart, because we should. We're going to rip it apart for you. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this type of content because it's not real content. Let's be frank here. Make video games, Square Enix. All right, well, that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.